cow, please clown, they won't laugh now. Step up to us, regulators, I spit it how I live it, so these lyrics be so vivid. You can feel it in your spirit, middle finger to the critics. This is strictly business, so you toying with my digits. So make doctors come and visit till they running out of shit.
You know what it is? By now, you might have seen the intro. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But we got Kenny, we got Rook, we got me, got a special guest, my man Ryan up in here. Gonna give you that boom bust like we do. So you already know some of y'all might be hurting this week. I know I was real close. You know what I'm saying? I made the ill comeback, but fell short about 8 points because my man Derrick Henry tried to take me to the finish line. But it just didn't work because Justin Herbert and Austin Eckler did not want to deliver for me. And like I told y'all, Tom Brady does not want to throw to Mike Evans. I'm going to tell you now before we get to that. If you have Mike Evans, you might want to consider trading him high because he is not getting the ball whatsoever.
Him and Chris Godwin, son. My soul is hurting.
Godwin gets the ball way more than Evans.
Not the last couple of weeks, but my soul hurts. All right, that's all I got to say is my soul hurts.
So I will give you my bust right now. Mike Evans, a bust.
Man, coming out the gate with the heat.
Or you didn't go on that Justin Herbert was a bust. My man got 13 points. I almost started Joe Burrow, but I was like, nah, he ain't gonna do better than Justin. And that was
dude. We can't give bust for last week.
Oh, I can. He was a bust. He was a bust.
My man said it was a 1 week bust.
Son, I'm 2-4 now. I would have had 3 wins in a row. I'm 2-4. So thank you, Justin. Thank you, Austin, and thank you, Mike Evans, for showing up. I appreciate it.
All right, so now that we got his bitterness out the way, let's get
personally hurt over that, man.
All right, let's get into week 7. I'm not going to talk about how I'm hurt. I just want to dive into this, man. If you don't have the Colts defense, that's a defense to pick up. They got Houston. It's a terrible situation. If you don't have the Patriots defense and you need a defense for the bye week or something, the defense to pick up. They got the Jets. And as much as I do love the Jets, my secondary team, it's a terrible situation. It's a rookie quarterback going up against the hoodie. You're taking the L. You're taking a hard L. There's going to be interceptions. There's going to be fumbles. There might even be defensive touchdowns. Those are 2 big pickups. The Ernest Johnson. I'm just getting right into this. The Ernest Johnson, Cleveland Browns. He might seriously be a pickup, especially since they're going to be down a man without Kareem Hunt for the next about 3 to 4 weeks, already on IR, which means that he's limited and not available for a few weeks. The Ernest Johnson ran all over my Cowboys last year with that Cleveland Browns offensive line. He's serviceable, and I have Nick Chubb on one of my teams. He's questionable for Thursday's game. It's a short week, so odds are he might be on the snap count. He's a pickup. And they're going to have to lean on that running game with Baker's shoulder messed up.
I leave Chubb alone. I'm hearing Chubb going to get that X for Thursday night. He ain't even suiting up.
Ooh.
So that's going to really
go. There you go. The Ernest Johnson is a pickup.
Right, what you got? Right, all right, go ahead, Kenny.
I'm looking at it now. He's the most picked up player of the week. So that's y'all might want to hop on that if you're not already on that. So I do know a lot of people got that same combo Chance got, because in another league I saw having Herbert and Eckler, and guess what? It's bye week for them, baby. So if you got them both on your team like Chance, you got some spots to fill. Who else is on bye week? Is the Bills, the Cowboys, Jags. No one should have any Jag players on their team because it sucks. The Vikings and the Steelers. Steelers on bye week too. So it's a lot. Week 7 killing a lot of people. I know in a couple of leagues, a lot of people complain like they ain't got enough roster spots, so they're gonna have to drop somebody to pick somebody up. Which I know a lot of people having that problem week 7.
It's killing me. It's killing me because I got the Chargers. My whole offense is the Chargers, the Cowboys, and the Bills, and these niggas all on bye week.
And your team good enough that you don't want to drop people, but you're gonna have to drop people to pick people up to fill the gaps. Unless you fill the gaps with what you got. So
that's why I know that's a tough problem. I'm glad that when I sent you the trade for Joe Burrows and OBJ, that you just left it pending in there for 18 weeks. So I said,
not 18 weeks. It was 8 days.
I was like, I'm taking that back because I need Joe Burrow this week. So I appreciate the stall.
It's all good, man.
Right. Ryan, who you picking up in the waiver wire?
Shoot, I ain't gonna lie, because I got Allen, my quarterback. You know, he's sitting. So the waiver, everybody looking kind of funny. So I went with somebody. I picked Carson Wentz.
Okay.
I mean, he reliable with the ball, so I need somebody reliable with the ball. T.Y.'s back. Hopefully he'll play this week, so that'll get something else going. But I would get rid of what's her boy named Hines. Sit his behind down. JT's taking over. And I figure with T.I. being back too, Hines probably ain't gonna see much of day of light coming back there on that football field. So I
He
picked
should
up
have been got sit down.
Yeah, he should have. Yeah, he should have a long time ago because he ain't been doing nothing. I think he even showed up to a news conference with the Jonathan Taylor T-shirt on. So that told me something there that you know his time was up. But yeah, I picked up Carson Wentz and I picked up the Arizona defense too.
Okay.
Bills defense.
What do we think about I mean, by now you should have picked him up. But what do we think about where's my man at?
Oh, real quick, I told everybody to pick up Carson last week.
Pick what?
I told everybody to pick up Carson last week. I made that call. It paid off, and it's gonna continue to pay off as long as he's healthy. He's a full go. He's in game shape, man. And them dudes came out and performed. T.Y. played last week too, or this weekend. T.Y. played limited snaps. The snaps is gonna pick up, but it's looking good. Jonathan Taylor's out there. Marlon Mack did not get traded, so that is hurting Nyheim Hines. Jonathan Taylor's all-purpose back.
Yeah.
So if you didn't and you did pick up Devontae Booker, what's that start look like for you this week?
Booker's on my
Shit, to the Giants.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Not a start for me personally.
Yeah. Booker's on. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to drop Booker.
See, not looking good for him. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, another thing. I know Rook mentioned picking up some defenses because if you got Cincinnati's defense, because they haven't been very good fantasy wise, so I know a lot of people got them. They're playing the Ravens this week. It might be the time to bench him for somebody else. It's not looking like Lamar is being Lamar. Y'all saw what they did to the Chargers, so you don't want that happening to you. You might want to pick up the New Orleans defense as a sleeper because Seattle's offense is struggling. And Russell is going to be out again. So it might be a smart pickup. You know, I'm always looking at them defense.
Yo, you saw how many times they ran the ball last week? yo, Pete Carroll was like, son, we can't win with Geno, son. They used 3 running backs, which we knew they were going to do, but they ran the ball so much, run heavy, like, yo, we're just trying not to lose the game. And the Steelers couldn't stop the run, so they kept running. If New Orleans could force them to pass, it's going to be a field day for that defense, and that's one hell of a pickup today.
Oh.
Yeah, you can tell I'm a moderator because I had no idea Geno Smith was still in the league.
Yeah, he sitting there backing up Russ, and I actually appreciate Geno because he actually getting Metcalf the ball. Yeah, because Metcalf wasn't doing much of nothing either.
Chase Moore. Yeah, Metcalf had that nasty fumble on the sideline and needs to show some damn
got a lot of talk to talk.
His elders.
Yeah, big man. He talk a lot. Gotta produce.
No, you know who's talking a lot? Robbie Anderson.
Robbie got into the end zone last week.
All that trash and dropped how many balls?
He a high frequency receiver because he gonna drop them. Better not be in a league where drops are negative points. People do get into that type of crazy stuff. I tell you, all the different rules depending on how you pick up your receiver. Because if you're in a league like that, you got Robbie Anderson. You can score 2 touchdowns in the game. You ain't gonna have no points.
In his defense, though, drops are, especially for receivers that are starters, they're attributed to not getting touches because they're not in any type of rhythm, which is still why the coaching staff is harping on this dude Sam Darnold to push the ball downfield because that's where his touches are going to come, and be more aggressive with the football because he's still playing ridiculously conservative with the arm that he has and that talent. But you jumped into my segue. Robbie Anderson and any receiver on the Carolina Panthers is a boom for this week. They got the Giants. A&D.
Yeah, Hubbard gonna take off too.
Yeah, definitely Hubbard.
Yeah, Hubbard gonna take off too.
Hubbard is a definite boom this week.
Definitely.
Darnold would be my bust, even though he's actually going to go off against the Giants. But Darnold will still be my bust. I'm waiting for
Not
the
no bust for last week, bro. It's the previous week. We're trying to give the people this week's information.
Okay.
You salty bastard.
This weekend on.
I'm gonna be salty because y'all know Carolina's my team. It's like I got the Carolina Gamecocks right now. Y'all already know. So
I'm about to say, well, I had him for a bust this week. Darnold this for a bust this week anyway. Like I said, last week was too touchy for me. You playing G-Man. I mean, you can't sleep too much on the G-Man. The next round sneak up on you. So, I mean, you know, I figure the quicker you get the ball out of the hand, the better.
Yeah, man, my team dropped 44 on those same G-Men, and I really believe that the Carolina Panthers can do the same.
As long as the right Donald show up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There you go.
If the first 3 week Donald show up, that's cool. If the last 3 Jets and Donald shows up, it's a bust. So if you don't have any other quarterback, then go ahead and start Sam. Hopefully he'll do his thing. If you do have other options and say bench, I would advise you to let him go.
And while you're playing, you might want to pick Mac Jones from the Patriots too. He messed with they playing the Jets this week. Jets be giving up about 250 yards through there, about 100-something yards on the ground. Between Damian Harris and Mac Jones, should be able to do something the way they played that last game against Dallas.
Okay, what do you think?
For Mac Jones being a good pickup?
Yeah.
That's I think it's the Jets. I mean, they're gonna get thrown on, and not like they're great against the run either. So, and Mac Jones does that read option helps him a lot. So you can't stop the run at first. You can go take off to the sky, and then they do what they do.
Well, I don't know. I think he's definitely boom or bust potential. It's a toss up still because how that game might shape up. It's a rivalry game, man. Divisional game. The Jets defense is terrible. If the offense can complement that defense, it's not going to be a pushover because they don't have anybody that explosive to worry about offensively. We're talking about picking up somebody right now. Zach Ertz got to get picked up if he's not already picked up. He's Arizona Cardinal now.
Yep. Definite. Speaking of the Cardinals, that's a good segue. So at this point, I think you can pick up anybody in the Cardinals and you'll be fine. If Kristen Kirk is still on the waiver wire, go ahead and pick him up. My man has been balling low-key. AJ Green has been balling low-key. They both had, I think, 16 this week, depending on your league, obviously. But at this point, my man K1 is throwing it to everyone. So everyone's getting love. So I don't think you can go wrong if you pick up anybody on the Cardinals.
Unless you pick up somebody from the backfield. Too many monsters in the backfield.
That is true.
Yeah, Edmonds, you got Connor back there. Connor gonna give you that short yardage. You getting what, babe, about 16, he got about 16 touches last game?
Mm-hmm.
So you get touches and he might get you in the end zone. I think he missed the end zone last but what games before that, 2 games before
he's
that.
Taking all the red zone touches.
Yeah. Edmonds the workhorse.
Yeah. I'm trying. None of the strip get out because Rook's on the move. I do the must start.
Real quick. Huh?
Go ahead.
I like the fact that Jalen Waddle is his targets are up. They're up a lot. He needs to be picked up. I know the Dolphins don't look very well, but if you're looking for premium wide receiver targets, basically get any type of production. We're talking about double-digit targets.
Look, we talking about
13
Alabama
targets, 10 catches. They're really implementing him into the pass game, and he hasn't had a game with less than 5 targets. And it's about time. It's about time. He has that explosive ability to go boom on any given play. Fastest guy on the field, and he's only getting more and more healthy.
Like I said, he rolled with the Tide. Right now, if you want to roll with anybody, pick up somebody from the Tide. Because even with Ruggs being as quiet as he is, he's starting to wake up a little bit too from the Raiders. He's still a little bit.
He only need 2 touches?
Who's that?
Right? Henry Ruggs. He had 3 touches. He had 3 touches for over 100 yards and a touchdown. He only need minimal touches.
That's it. Big play.
Mm-hmm.
Once they figure out all that other stuff, they got that Gruden mess out the way and get everything else situated. He's gonna turn up some. Like I say, look, Alabama is all through the league. If you want to pick up with somebody, Mac Jones might be a little bit iffy until he gets set up maybe next year. But as far as running backs and receivers, the tide is taking over.
So we'll go, since everyone is should be having a horrible week with everyone being on the bye week. We'll do the must starts each position. So we'll start, Rook, Ryan, Kenny, and then me, because I know the least. So Rook, who would be a must start if you have him? QB.
Must start if you have a quarterback. That's how you gonna do me, bro? All right, I'm gonna go with Matthew Stafford if you got him. I got two. Matthew Stafford, because I have both of them on my team. Matthew Stafford and Kyler Murray. One guy Houston, and that's not looking very well. The other's going back to go to war with Detroit with his former team, but in the LA Coliseum. It's gonna be a massacre in the NFC West this weekend.
I think I like Matt in Detroit. You got some shit to prove over there. Ryan, what about you?
I'm sticking with like I say, of course, Kyle's a must. Like I said, if you don't, like I said, I picked up Carson to fill in for this week. It was up between Carson and Mac Jones. I like who they're playing against this week. Carson is your vet, and then Mac, he just got a good matchup this week with the Jets. I think between their defense giving them the ball back, he's gonna have plenty of chances to touch it and get something going.
Kenny, what you think?
All right, I got Josh Allen in 2 leagues, so obviously he's not playing this week. In 1 league, his backup is Ryan Tannehill. He's playing KC. He's actually done pretty good at KC historically and lately, so I'm gonna let that ride. My other backup is Justin Fields, though. And my man is running for his life. So I got to find a quarterback ASAP. So I'm telling you right now, start Ryan Tannehill if you got him, but if you got Justin Fields like me, I got to go on that waiver wire, see what's looking up.
I got to piggyback that, man. I like the Ryan Tannehill matchup with the Chiefs. Their defense has just been terrible, especially in the pass game. They can't stop a nosebleed. Derrick's will run all over them. It sets up the play action pass. Note. Julio is a little hampered again, as usual, every freaking season. So they're watching him. He's day to day. But AJ seems to be 100% in that. But yeah, that's a good matchup. I like it.
All right, well, my man is Justin Herbert, so obviously he's on the bye. All I have on the bench, which I so happen to have, is Sam Darnold and Joe Burrow. I really don't want to play Darnold, but the matchup is good. Burrow, I don't think I would want to play him against the Ravens the way that they just did Herbert. So I'm actually gonna have to go with Sam Darnold. So that's my
hero.
Oh my God. So anywho, wide receivers, if you got them, who's starting?
I'm starting Christian Kirk because I got him in one of my leagues. He's starting, but you got Houston. Like I said, it should be a massacre.
Right.
Yeah, I got Sutton, Cortland Sutton.
Okay.
Mike Evans got to go.
I got Mike Evans. Anyway, Kenny?
I got Mike Evans.
Oh, for me, it's got to be Calvin Ridley's back. Playing against the Dolphins, come out for iffy week, wasn't sure. And Xavier Howard injury status still not known, but if it's the fact that it's still not known, even though it's the beginning of the week, that means it's probably not gonna be 100% unless it was a personal issue while he was out the game. So that right there, good numbers for Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, he was.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what I'm gonna do because I got Mike Evans. So if I can pick up Christian Kirk on the waiver, he'll be stopped.
And then come right back down.
Tight ends, who you got?
But you're planning on going home.
I know they iffy this year.
And I'm like, don't do that.
Damn, that hurts. Tight end, bro.
My man's a knock. Keep him balling, but I'm gonna go with him. He can be right now.
I gotta, man. It is tough. I'm sneaking in Mo Alley Cox. All right, in low target share, he's found the end zone 3 straight weeks, which means in the red zone, Wentz is looking for him. All right, he doesn't need to be looked for in the intermediate pass game, but like Stanford Seed says on ESPN, tight end's always open in the red zone. And San Fran's defense ain't what it used to be right now, especially in the secondary.
Ryan?
Okay, I got Andrews for my tight end. I figure he's gonna have a little field day with Cincinnati.
Oh, got Mark Andrews.
These last couple of weeks, the Ravens been rolling, and Andrews finally getting started too. So I figured this week gonna be continuation of the last few.
Yeah, you can't
I don't know what the plan is.
Kenny?
Gronk's still out. Cameron Brate, they playing Chicago. Like all the stars still aligning. Like, get with it. Tom Brady like Cameron Brate. He gets him enough views when Gronk is here. So now that Gronk's still out, I think he'll have a good game.
I think Howard
Side
will be
note,
there one too.
For sure.
yeah, OJ Howard got into the end zone last weekend.
I think
Yeah, he's
Gronk
on the way
had-
back too. He's gonna be
They spread the ball.
Yeah,
So.
I think Howard's coming back. Well, yeah, Tom Brady spreads the ball to everyone except Mike Evans. So,
Exactly. As long as not Mike Evans, they got a chance at a TD.
Everybody said
and then the one time
I think Mike's gonna boom this week in
He'll drop
Chicago.
I do kind of think he might boom against Chicago. So that's why I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we'll see. We did defense earlier, so last but not least, running back. I'm gonna have to do some crazy shit. I still got Derrick Henry, so I'm good. Derrick Henry still holding down. King Henry is doing his thing. Almost brought me back, like I said. Definitely started. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with Devontae Booker, so I might have to wheel and deal and see what happens with that.
You gotta find Ernest Johnson.
I think he's already gone, but go ahead. Who you got, Rook?
Well, no waiver wire stuff, but I gotta say Chase Edmonds, if he's actually full healthy this week, because he's been hampered a little bit, he's gonna get the maximum touches out of the backfield for the Cardinals. Yes, he gets outrushed by James Conner, but in total touches he doesn't get out touched. He's gonna get rushes. He's gonna get a lot of passing game touches. Very dynamic. It's the reason why they moved on from Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake's a Raider now. Chase Edmonds against Houston, man, it's not looking good.
Ryan?
Yeah, I'm gonna say on my squad, I got a whole stable of running backs. But I'm gonna tell you now, if anybody roll tide related, I said it earlier, put them in. Hubbard's gonna take off though. Hubbard's gonna be my main one. But I think Damian Harris is gonna have him some fun. Josh Jacobs gonna have him some fun too. You know, King Henry gonna do his thing as usual. But yeah, Hubbard's my one.
Kenny?
No waiver wire stuff. If you got Alvin Kamara, he was on your bench last week because he was on the bye. Make sure you remember to start him. He's back. Man is fantasy football was made for him. That's the new Arian Foster. That's the new all that. Alvin Kamara is made for him.
Yep.
So don't forget to put him back on because I know it happens. Forget who was on by who not. Yeah, double check if you got Alvin Kamara.
But I'm saying Thomas about to
Seahawks.
come back the next few weeks too, so that should be fun with that offense.
Who's a must drop for y'all? If you got him, let him go.
Must drop.
Like either let him go or sell him high.
If anybody got Hines, it should have been.
No, ain't no selling high, yo. If there's we got must drops, cut Robbie Anderson.
Oh yeah, that's def.
Yo, the dude, they throwing him like 3 balls a game, son, and he's a starting wide receiver. I'd be cursing the quarterback out. Because at least I know it's not the coach's fault. I'm cursing his ass out. Put the backup in.
Let's see. If anybody still had Jones, I hope they let him go from Tampa Bay. He's been a pure
Rojo?
Yeah, he's been pure D disappointment this season.
I did not know that was gonna go off like that.
He's done.
I don't know what it is about him, but Tom loves him.
Yeah.
Who's your must drop?
I think it's time for me. Well, I really ain't have him play too much, but the Philip Lindsay project is done. There's nothing Houston can do. It's not like, oh, they can't do nothing else. Maybe they'll be able to run the ball. No, they can't do anything. So he's not doing squat. He's just taking a roster space on my team. I ain't playing yet. And every time I look at, anyway on my bench, I'll score my starters. It's never him. So forget about it.
If any Houston running back, cut them.
But anybody from
It's
Houston.
unfortunate because Philip Lindsay's a baller, yo, and he's over there gathering up dust.
Yeah, so as for me, I told you earlier, but I agree with Rook. If you got Robbie, if you got Darnold, Go ahead and let him play this week. If you got to go afterwards, try to find something better because he ain't doing it. Carolina, try to find somebody better. And two, if you got Mike Evans, you might want to consider selling for him because Tom.
You got about one more week.
Yeah, if he give me another 7 to 8 this week, you got to go. So Rook, Kenny, don't pay attention because you're in the same league, but trades is coming. We'll work something out.
I might initiate some of them. I ain't saying that.
So, man, we made this real quickly last time. I think it was an hour and 15 minutes. Ryan's here. He's very efficient, so we in and out. So,
Yo, good luck, y'all. Good luck.
next week, let's know what you do.
Hey.
So now the bridge is over. I'm watching all these cobras rubbing shoulders, envy, and we getting paper just like